Guys like your treats? Good morning, everybody. We are starting this vlog off in the barn. I think it's like 6 something, but getting started with cleaning stalls, all that fun stuff. But welcome to another video. I figure we might do an attempt at a day in the life again, except I already haven't recorded taking horses out. But it's so hard to record things in the barn because I don't have a tripod. I can only set things up like on the bars of the stall, which doesn't really work. But I'm about to finish this stall. As you can tell, she's looking clean, she's looking fresh. Then I will tackle that stall and then the stall next to it. We actually have a new horse coming into the barn tomorrow, which whenever new horses come in the barn, it's always scary. It always takes some adjusting because like these horses aren't used to new horses. So it's gonna go in the stall next to this, so over there. So we need to get it set up, shavings down, all that type stuff. And then I have some work to do today. Don't have any orders for Knotty Pony. I packed up the one we got yesterday afternoon, so I don't have to worry about that. But Bumpy, my queen. Bumble, what are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Bumble. What are you doing? Oh. Oh. What? Girl, what is she eating? Dirt? Bee? Watching me, bee? Hello everybody, we are back inside. Done with the barn for right now. I can't remember, is it like 8:30? Give me one moment. It's, well, I mean it's 8:27, so pretty much 8:30. I'm back inside. I got the barn done. I had to move some feed over because of one of the horses was like basically out, and I think this weekend we're supposed to have a lot of rain. We did have a huge storm the other day, so we got a lot of rain from that, but I think like this weekend's gonna give winter and I'm not ready. My thing with winter, I've gotten a lot better with the cold. I used to hate being outside when it was like anything below 80 degrees was like cold to me. Now that I've had the barn for so many years, I've like adapted to the point where like it has to be like below freezing and like in the teens for it to really feel cold, just because like I know it's wear. Like it's not that bad if you're outside and moving around a ton, but I hate the rain. I hate the winter rain where it like rains all the time and all day long. Like I appreciate summer because it might rain a ton, but that's usually just for like a little bit and it's a thunderstorm and then you're like, okay, but winter time. I mentioned I do have a new horse coming in. So I have a new horse coming in tomorrow, I think around lunchtime and everything. So today we got the stall set up. I'll probably get like the hay bag and everything either situated tonight or tomorrow morning. And then we'll do the buckets tomorrow. I gotta clean one of my feed pans for the horse. I need to send out invoices for that business because yeah, it's the 31st and people need to pay. They have till like the 5th to pay, and then I need to send the new invoice out to that person. I need to print off all of the contracts and documents, even though I had sent them the documents, just in case if they don't print them out. Some people don't, so I like to have them there so when the horse arrives, they can sign everything, and that's all done. I mentioned in my other thing, it is always nerve-wracking when you get a horse. Now, I will say, I usually freak out whenever we have new horses, but I feel like between crocheting, I am so behind, and then Knotty Pony, I just don't have the time to freak out, so maybe it's a blessing. I guess we'll see tomorrow, because usually I am like losing my mind, and mainly just because I don't like change. Like, I'm very much like a, you wake up in the morning at this exact time, you do this at exact time, you do this at exact time, I bring my horses in at this time, I feed right at this time. Like, I'm very much I like this, like, everything happens at the same time. And because it's pretty, like, routine, you do it every single day, you know what to expect. Whenever we get new horses in, my horses just, like, particularly Sloan, makes a huge deal out of it. And it's just like usually chaos for like a week or two. And then it's always like figuring out with like new people entering the dynamic of just like my already established boarders. Like, I don't know. It's always crazy when I get a new person in. So I'm gonna really try and not lose it. But I haven't been able to crochet that much and everything, like I said, with Knotty Pony, which I'm so thankful. I think I didn't get any orders yesterday afternoon or anything. I had one order yesterday, so I don't have to go over to the barn this morning. I'm just taking a quick look so I can confirm that, but I don't have to go to the barn. And we are at 85 orders, which is insane. Maybe like in 2 weeks we can hit 100. That'd be pretty cool, just to like have like 100 orders in the first month, basically. I can't believe where's the time going, but that would be pretty cool. But right now I don't have to go over there and pack. Pretty much if you put your order in before like 10 p.m. EST, it's gonna go out like the same day. So if you order at 6 a.m. or whatever, I'm gonna pack it up, it's gonna get shipped out. Just with how my current schedule is, like somebody's always going out at like 10, 11-ish, that they can drop off packages. So, because I'm always like, well, if you're gonna go out, just pop a package right with you. So it's kind of how it typically works, and I honestly don't know too many people who can have fast shipping like that. And of course, if you guys get Knotty Pony, if you want to share photos, whatnot, make sure to do it on Instagram. It's a lot easier, or you can email me. That's totally fine too. I know not everybody has Instagram. And if you ever have any issues, like there were 2 orders that, funnily enough, like one of them didn't have 2 skeins of yarn, and then somebody else messaged me and was like, hey, I got 2 extra skeins, and I was like, total mess up. So I replaced the skeins I needed to, and then I think there was another one that something happened with 2 of them, and then there was one where 2 actually somehow got damaged during transit, like something, I'm not quite certain, got dirty, leaked. So I am sending them replacement skeins. So if you ever have issues like that, like if I forget something, or if it gets like stained and dirty and like unusable, just message me. I am more than happy to fix the situation. I'm really trying to stay on top of like answering people, messaging back, and just trying to have good customer service, because I know what it's like to not have good customer service, and then you're just like, oh my gosh. So I really am trying my best. I always tell people, if you need to reach me, either reach me on email or message me on Instagram. YouTube is not the place, just because I don't really get like notifications the same way that I do on Instagram. Like in Instagram, whenever someone messaged me, it kind of sounds like a text message, so it always brings my attention. But YouTube just like sends me a notification at some random point. It's like, you gotta comment. So Instagram or email is definitely best. So I have a few things that I do actually need to get done. I had 2 customs. I'll put pictures here. Actually, the first one I don't have a photo of. I'm so sorry. But it was a swan on quotes, but technically it was a flamingo. But they wanted to call it a swan, so I was like, okay, but it was pink. I literally used a flamingo pattern. So I had to rush that one out, so I did not get photos of it, but it was just kind of like this like lovey type situation. And I feel like most swan, duck, flamingo loveys all look the same. Like maybe they're just like a little smaller, but the general consensus is all the same with them. So it was just kind of like one of those good old bird lovey things. The second one I had was a custom that my dad actually asked me to do for a friend of his, which I made a red elephant. It was the pattern by Crochet Grove, and I did some painted eyes. I think I ended up using 30 millimeters because I really didn't want to paint new eyes. I painted so many eyes for the launch, and I'm so excited that so many people appreciated the eyes. I'm actually considering, probably not for like a little bit, that maybe one of those times if I do like a special event for Knotty Pony, we might do something similar where like, say there's a day and like if you ordered on that day, you get a free pair of safety eyes, but that would not be for a while, probably like October or something, just because I'm so busy coming up, and like September is gonna be insane. I used the 30 millimeters that was in Campside, I believe, or Campfire, one of the two, I can't remember off the top of my head, on my website. Speaking about my website, I probably at some point will be adjusting the price of my safety eyes just a smidgy down, just because, same thing, I'm like, I have a lot of safety eyes that I'd like to move a little bit, and I want it to be more accessible for everybody, and so I'll probably do that maybe sometime in August. I am so thankful that I actually have a huge custom order for the amazing, talented Sarah. You guys know I like always talk about Sarah, but I would probably say Sarah's one of the few crochet people that I do talk to on a regular basis, so you know, we do talk. And she actually commissioned me to make about 20 pairs of safety eyes. So I've never done a custom order that big, and especially when I do like my custom plushies, people will say, hey, can you like make this? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll make like 5 separate pairs of safety eyes, and then you just decide which ones you like best. And that's how I actually have some of my leftover safety eyes. Like, my safety eye box is so dwindling, but like these really pretty pink ones with flowers and stuff were like some that I painted for a custom and everything, and then they ended up choosing a completely different style. So that's actually how I typically end up with my safety eyes to use on my plushies, is if I have extras. Or sometimes I just sit down and make a lot of one color, and then I try and keep some spares. So she commissioned me to do about, I think, 10 pairs of 25s and then 10 pairs of 30s. But I've never done a custom order where somebody just tells me to do whatever I want. So I'm gonna really try and not mess them up in terms of like, sometimes my mind goes really crazy with colors. So I need to like tone it down and give her all of the glitter, since I know she loves glitter. And she actually just made, oh my goodness, I have to show you guys this dragon she just made. I'll post a picture here. If you guys aren't following her on Instagram or YouTube, then like, what are you doing? You gotta go do it. But she made this dragon, and she used my safety eyes that I had sent her, I think probably a little bit ago, when she actually bought a plushie from me. And oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. Yesterday was so funny because somebody else, and let me pull up their name really quickly, or I'll post it actually up here on the screen for you guys. They used my safety eyes that I sent during the launch of Knotty Pony on their Drifter, I think is the pattern's name, the octopus and everything. And that was like the first time anybody has ever shared a photo of safety eyes that I have painted that they have used. I have not gotten a lot of safety eye orders. I've gotten maybe like 2 or 3. since I started, but it was so surreal to see like something else that I had done being used on other people's plushies. And then Sarah also shared hers, and I was like, oh my gosh, nobody's ever posted like plushies with the safety eyes I have made like ever. So it was just like a surreal thing to see them, and it made my day. Like I was like, girl, they look so good. Both of them looked so good. But at some point I'm going to be working on those for Sarah. And I have 2 pattern tests to complete. I'll show you this one. This is a pattern test for Joyfully Meraki, and this is going to be the Vaporeon. The other evolutions that she has done, I have always made in Elise Softy Plus, but I have this Sweet Snuggles Light that I need to start trying to work through, and this blue is... I don't know like what happened to this blue color, especially towards the end, but man, it is so stiff and painful. So I told myself, I was like, okay, I need to start moving out yarn that I'm just like not really using, because I have so much yarn. A girl does not need this much yarn. So I'm trying to like purposely use up yarn so I can have space, and then if I keep doing Knotty Pony, like I said, I don't really know what's gonna happen with Knotty Pony, but if I keep doing that, then I can start using more of that as well, because right now I just have like way too much. I'm also hoping sometime this week to complete Shinx, and this is the lemon from Knotty Pony, but I'm hoping at some point to complete him. I need to just go grab a skein of lemon and black, and luckily I found a skein of lemon that is like stained, so I'm gonna use it, because like I said, I try and keep these skeins that are like dirty personally for myself, because I'll just cut out all the bad stuff. It doesn't bother me, and then that yarn is also not going to waste. I just don't feel comfortable sending someone a dirty skein if I know it's dirty. So I'm gonna grab that skein at some point, hope to have him done so I'll have the shiny version. And then the 2 pattern tests I have completed. This is the one by Joyfully Meraki. This is her Espeon. I have her Umbreon, Espeon. I'm working on Vaporeon, and then I also am doing her Sylveon. Now I wasn't supposed to be doing any tester calls, but there were a few people that I told myself that if they made a tester call, I would apply. And I've pretty much stuck to it. That being Sarah, Joyfully, I like her stuff a ton, and I kind of want to do all the evolutions. Pebbles, and then I'm trying to think, Lowbug. So there's like a few that I told myself that I would give myself a little bit of a saving grace. Now I have made Espeon, I've made Umbreon, I'm working on Vaporeon. Sylveon is next. Now Vaporeon and Sylveon, I do have only 4 days to get them done. The tester calls for these guys are a little bit short, so I need to sit down and crunch and get those guys done. And then I did apply for Eevee and Leafeon, so we'll see about them. But I'm also part of her Patreon, so if I don't get to test them, I'll still purchase them. I always tell people if I don't get to test a pattern, I'll just purchase it. It doesn't change the fact that I like the pattern if I don't get chosen. The next one I have is, I completed this yesterday. Literally, I'm usually so good about completing my pattern test early, but with everything going on, Espeon, and then this one I also completed literally on the day it was due. I apologize about that. But here is the one that I did. This is Little Will by Sarah, so Loops and Knots. Totally not my normal color palette. The same thing, I had these eyes that I had painted for a custom, and I don't know if you can see them super well, but they're kind of green, purple, pink color shifting, and the person ended up choosing kind of a similar style but more of a blue, pink, purple type situation. So I had these green ones in 25 millimeters, and I don't use 25 millimeters as much. I'm usually a 30 millimeter. Y'all know I always prefer bigger eyes than small eyes. So I had these eyes and I wanted to use them because I didn't really think of anything else that I could potentially use them for, and I just tried to base my colors off of it. This green is Honey Bunny, and like I said, I'm trying to get rid of some of my colors in my yarn. so I can have more space, and there's just too much in my room. And who knows how much I'll be crocheting next year. Like, I don't know what the future is holding, but I don't need as much stuff as I have right now. So this is not my normal color palette at all. I feel like blues, reds, like brown, like not browns, not greens. This is not like normal for me. So I definitely had to like push myself to do this one. And actually originally my plan was to have this white be dark brown to match the horns and this, but the Himalaya koala, I didn't realize the sheer size difference between Himalaya koala and this fluff, and so by the time I put the Himalaya koala on, it was just way too thin for what I was looking for. So I did end up deciding to go with white. I feel like it could have looked a little bit better if I had done dark, just because I really wanted the flowers to like stand out, but I still think it turned out super cute, and I definitely will be making more of these. I want to make some more of the big ones. I don't know if it's going to happen before my market, just with how life is going, but this is not the last little wheel I will be making. So those are the completed pattern tests I've done. It is, well, I have been talking for way too long as per normal, so it's now 8:45. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to eat. I need to edit some content for TikTok and YouTube. I've got some backlog of videos, so I just need to decide what I'm gonna do. Maybe a packing video I have, and then from there I think I'll just work on something small, easy, and then when I come back upstairs I'll start working again on Vaporeon and hopefully maybe finish Vaporeon today. I do technically still have 2 customs on my books. One of them is partially paid for. It's the snuggler. I'm pretty comfortable with the snuggler. It's the derby one. The horse, so I do need to get that one done, and then potentially another one. I was trying so hard not to have customs once the yarn came, but life just did not work out for me. So it's been a little difficult. But I'm gonna decide what small thing I'm gonna make, and then we will see where the day takes us. Alright everybody, it's actually 10:30 and I was just dying laughing. It is so humid and my ponies are probably gonna be a little sweaty because it's been so cloudy and it rained last night. But I guess the sun just came out not that long ago, and you know, like when it rains and then it does get sunny and it feels like 20 times worse. That's basically what happened. But somebody actually did just put an order, and it's like 10:20. The person's leaving. My mother's leaving a little later today, so I was like, okay, let me go over, get this order packed up and shipped off. So literally packed up 30 minutes after they ordered and shipped off, and I don't know anywhere else that does that. But as you guys know, of course, Knotty Pony HQ is in here, so it does make life a little easier. Because I'm working on limited time, because I do need to bring my horses in, especially with how hot it is, I'm just gonna pack up this order. I'm not gonna record it. And luckily it's just a good old pack of one of each color. So this isn't gonna take me that long, but this is order 86. So I'm gonna get it packed up. It can get shipped off with my replacement for the 2 damaged yarns. And then somebody else had placed an order yesterday, so that's going out today. This will go out, and then I don't know, maybe I'll do some work in here with the extra skeins, but I'm also thinking about trying to figure out hosting a giveaway. We'll see what Carri decides to do today, because I'm also going to ride fit check the same fit every day. Ready to go in? Really, as I was walking, bringing Sloan in, my phone rang that I got another Shopify order and it was a repeat person. Whenever I get repeat orders, like people buying the yarn like a second time, multiple times, my heart, it just goes up because I'm like, I've shared this photo of this cat. I'll post it here on Instagram. True representation of me. I was gonna do the one with the cat like falling backwards with all these hearts, but it just means so much when people purchase a yarn or somebody comes back and buys it a second time. I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to get it packaged up today, like sent off today, but I'm definitely gonna get it packed up later. Of course, full horsed up, need to clean the stalls and get Sloan out and ride him because it's kind of miserable. It's really humid today. But yeah, I just had to come on and say that because like, it makes my heart swell. Sloan, are you excited? He's not. Dude, you literally had 3 days off. He's like, Mother, I do not yearn for the work. But in reality, he actually like wants to be ridden because he's like me, we're both special. And when he just sits in a stall, he gets so upset because he has like way too much energy to even like live. See? He's busting in. I mean, like, don't bite the gate. That's what I'm telling you. There's just something wrong with that head up there. I can say there's something wrong about that head, but one thing about Sloan, there ain't many. Well, he doesn't look cute there, but when his ears are forward, Sloan. Sloan. Yeah, there you go. There's not a more handsome man, right, Sloan? Can you tell? We put up with each other. This is respect. I don't know if it's love, because I don't know if Sloan is possible of loving, because he's got a personality unlike any other horse I have ever met, and I have had like 15 horses over the years from selling horses. I don't know if it's love, but it's an understanding. That's what I think we have. He is the biggest wuss baby. Everything has to be Sloan's way. And he's just very lucky to have ended up with somebody who understands him and is willing to do things how he wants it. Right? So much enthusiasm. Yeah, he's like, just let me stand here. Well, as you guys can tell, we have been having some rain up here in Georgia, and it's that good old summertime where it just like maybe rains for an hour, but man, it pours. And the other day I was not able to drag before it rained. Now it is so humid today. It's disgusting. So I'm assuming it's gonna rain again. So I just kind of don't go near the water because I need to think about being able to bring my four-wheeler back in the ring and drag, because we do have a chance for rain tonight, and then like the rest of the week's supposed to be pretty gross. But we just do our little circle in the middle, avoid the wet, and it's good. Now you may be wondering, girl, why is your ring so wet? Let me tell you. I was gonna get my ring fixed, and it was gonna cost me about $20,000 to get my ring fixed. But then I realized that I'm the only one who rides, and I ride maybe 5 days a week, maybe for like 10 minutes, and all I do is walk and trot because Sloan is lame, or like he has issues, he's not lame, but he can't do a lot of work. And every other horse is lame. So I was like, why am I gonna spend $20,000 to fix a ring when it hardly gets used? And I'm the only one who uses it, and I'm fine with the circle. Getting a little walk off now. We worked up a little bit of a sweat. It's just so humid that it doesn't feel bad, but he's probably really sweaty under his saddle. It was good, except he tried to slingshot me off once, but that's kind of part of our relationship, right? Mutual love and understanding. So now I'm just gonna walk him off and then get him inside and get him hosed off, see what work I can do. I'm not really feeling any of these. So, baby blue. This one is going to the side. I don't know if I told you guys this. I know I mentioned this in a live stream. Baby blue was never supposed to be a thing. I know you might be like, what? So baby blue is actually supposed to be gray. And then it showed up at my house and I was like, you're not gray. So then I was stuck with this whole thing. I was like, oh my God, like, we compromised. I feel like if Knotty Pony came back, baby blue would be one of those colors that I would be like, how do we feel, guys? I'm not quite convinced on her. Like, we are making do, but I could see baby blue being axed in the future. But then again, I guess if a lot of people liked it, she could stay. But like, baby blue was not supposed to happen. This is a factory knot Duncan. I also feel like baby blue gives me the most problem out of all of my little besties. Baby blue, she just, we have to really look at her. And then I always just try and, no. I'm not really, I'm not vibing with you either. Okay, this one looks better. Okay. She seems good. But baby blue, I don't know. I don't know. If Knotty Pony happens again, I don't know if I connect with her. I'd have to ask people and be like, would you want baby blue or would you want like a teal? Carri votes teal, but I would have to see if Knotty Pony came back. That's always gonna be the thing, guys. And we have, so this person got 1 line, which I've already picked out, 2 baby blue, 4 black, which I can say this, black, that is my favorite color to work with. And then we have 4 lemon, she's up top, 4 apricot, she's up top, and then 4 white. So I'm already sitting, so let's pick the white. I still can't believe I've had so many repeat people. Whenever people, I feel like, sorry, some of the skeins have their own minds. I've had a few repeat people, and every time I get a repeat person, it just, oh, it's so sweet. Honestly, like anybody who purchases the yarn, even if somebody only purchased it once, just makes my day. But then when you have somebody who comes back and purchases it like a second time, oh my god. So this is, we have 1 white here. She has passed the test. White 2. White 3. White 4. Okay. Now we're gonna move up top. I still have yet to have time to really look at doing my second chancing another child clothesless. It's just really hard for some of these skeins to keep their clothes on. 1 lemon. Also, this person's buying 4 lemon, so somebody likes lemon. I know some people were like, wow, that's so bright, but what's wrong with having a bright yellow, guys? We don't all need them to be practically white. We like vibrancy, color. Open up. Oh. I see 2 more that can't keep their clothes on. I know. One of these days, I just really need to sit down the whole day and glue everything back on. Okay, 4. And then I believe our last color will be apricot. 4 apricots. I don't think you're ready for it. I think I mentioned to you guys before, one of the things I try and look for is if there's any noticeable issues. I am so sorry if there's issues inside the skein, but I'm really working with what I can see on the outside. Factory knots, obvious stains on the outside, things like that. I look over all of them. Of course, like I said, if it's inside the skein, I sadly don't have x-ray vision. A girl can wish, right? Like, come on guys, let's fund it so I can see inside everything. But I really do try. And then another thing I try and look at as a whole is like, would all of the skeins work well together? Because sometimes, even though they're the same color lot, sometimes there's like slight differences. And so I always just try and like think to myself, if I was working with this, would it all work good together? And this one, I think it's just slightly lighter, but I think all these other guys look like they would work together. Yeah. Okay, so 4. So that is that order. Like I said, 1 lime, 2 baby blue, 4 lemon, 4 white, 4 apricot, 4 black. I'm gonna get this packaged up, do a little TikTok for it, and then I actually need to go drag my ring because it's supposed to rain. So I'll check in with you guys probably once I'm inside. things so far. I'm not gonna do anything with Freya today. My mother very kindly hosed her off for me and put her medicine on her stomach because Freya has really bad allergies. But Freya, come here. So you can see she got hosed off, so she's a little darker than normal. And then of course it is like 90 degrees, I think. Freya, but the humidity has it feeling like 100 something. Freya! Freya, come on! Like she wants to. Freya! Freya! And if I walk away, she might come. She's like, wait. Freya, don't you want your treat? Look at her. It's a hot one, girl. We need that storm to come, huh? What you doing, princess? Hot and sweaty. And that is her mini friend. It's hot. Are you waiting? Lily? Come on. Sit, Loki. Sit. Sit. He's the sweetest. Where's your friend? My other dog must be out hunting right now. Yeah. You guys would actually not believe it. I have you balanced on a old-fashioned lemonade container from Publix. Legit. Let me take a photo and I'll send it back to you. You ready for this? How is this even happening? Let me turn my brightness up. Literally. Have I just found my new tripod? Publix lemonade. Kinda onto something here. Well, honestly, the reason I have you guys on there is because I have brought my tripod over to the barn to record that content for short form videos, and I even told myself when I got done dragging the ring to grab my tripod. Sometimes I'll give you guys the grace and say the ADHD allegations might be true. I literally just watched a video on TikTok about cats explaining like things, and it was a cat explaining ADHD, and the whole time I was watching the video, I was like, that is so relatable. Am I the problem? I kind of think I could be. But guys, I am upstairs now. It's 4 o'clock. It took me a little longer just to do things because, like I said, I wanted to get that one order packaged up, and then I needed to drag my ring because we have to be like super close to some storms because I keep getting all these like lightning notifications. Ugh. Yeah, we're supposed to have some big storms tonight. So I needed to drag my ring because I did end up riding Sloan. Just because, like I said, I didn't really know if it rains with how wet my ring is, it's gonna flood. And then I have that new horse coming tomorrow, and I think the whole rest of this weekend is kind of supposed to be gross. Like, it's supposed to be cold. I don't appreciate the cold when it's the summertime. Like, to me, it's the summer, just let it be hot. I'm fine with the heat, but I'm out in it all the time, so the heat doesn't really bother me as much. But so just getting back in, I left my Yoda downstairs. I had only completed one Yoda, well, 1.5 Yodas basically, and typically, like, because that's like a small easy project, I'll leave it downstairs and then I just will continue working through it throughout the days and everything. That will be like my project to do tomorrow and probably Saturday, maybe Sunday. Just depends. I don't really know how much time I'll have coming up with that new horse, and then if the weather's gross. I was really hoping it would be hot when the new horse came, but I might lose my mind a little bit, but we'll get through it. So now that I'm back upstairs, I don't know, I kind of feel like making something small, but I really need to do the pattern test. So I think we will work on dear old Vaporeon. Like I said, I already have Vaporeon's head done. I did have to do some modifications with the actual stripe, just because my tension had the little blue segment here like all the way over here, so I just modified it a little bit to move it over. No big deal. I feel like that is like the hardest thing when you write patterns, is putting color change into the pattern. Like, it's so good, and I know it's easier because then you don't have to sew anything, but sometimes I almost think some things are almost easier to actually just physically sew, because color changing is so hit or miss. Nobody has the exact same tension, and luckily, you know, if you've been crocheting for a while, it's not that big of a deal just to like move stitches around and change it. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but I could imagine if you were like new and starting out and not so comfortable with that concept, you'd probably be like a little frazzled. And I can't even explain to you guys. I'm not trying to hype my, like, you know, yarn brand and make it sound so good. But what was I sewing? Oh, I was sewing this little guy. And then my other custom. I was covered in fuzz. Oh my goodness. I forgot what it was like to be absolutely covered in fuzz, because Knotty Pony doesn't shed. And I have asked quite a few people who have been working with Knotty Pony. The consensus seems to be that Knotty Pony really doesn't shed at all, which is great. So I kind of knew that. Like, I knew that, but I didn't want to tell people that unless I had other people saying similar things. But pretty much everyone I talked to has said that it doesn't shed. You can close the magic ring, chain 2, that's what I do. I don't do the magic ring or circle. You can frog it, because I've had some people say they've been frogging it a lot. And it's still super soft, almost softer than like your average Chanel. So glad to hear y'all are liking it. I have been being tagged on Instagram for so many adorable plushies you guys have been making. But I kind of want to have a separate video dedicated towards that. I've gotten a few people who have sent me plushies, like photos of them, but not enough to like make the full video yet. So I'm hoping maybe in like a week or something, there will be a few more plushies that I can make like a video of and tag y'all in and share it and everything. Because man, some of them are just like the cutest thing ever. Oh my goodness. It makes me want to just use my Knotty Pony all the time, but I'm like sitting here like, okay, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff. Like, I need to get rid of all my other yarn. But oh my goodness, it makes my heart so happy to see all the adorable plushies you guys are making. It just make me want to cry. Like, I'm not a type of person who cries a lot. It really takes a lot to make me cry, but like some of y'all, like when I read messages where people are like, I've received my yarn, or like, oh, I love this yarn, or like, here's what I've made with this yarn, you guys do get a few tears in my eyes, which is like not normal for me, because I really do not cry that much. So I don't know, something about Knotty Pony and you guys is just touching my soul. But I think right now I'm gonna go ahead and get started working so I can get some stuff done in case I need to run out to the barn when it starts to rain. So I think we'll do Vaporeon, and then I'll probably check in with you guys probably later with what I crocheted. And yeah, my day is kind of like the same all the time, but as you can see, I think from this video, I've been trying to record a little bit more like outside and stuff, outside of the crochet, that I hope you guys can see that really, there's really never a dull moment for me. There's never a moment where I'm out running around working, because now that I have well, I don't know if I could consider, do you guys consider content creation a fourth job? Because I have the 3 now, and the whole content creation side, when I like purposely go out of my way to record things, takes so much longer sometimes. But I do enjoy it. What can I say? I'm gonna get started on Dear Old Boy Porion. I've got a few messages to answer, and I'll check in with you guys later. Probably on top of the lemonade bottle again. I mean, who cares about tripods? I got Publix lemonade bottle. I don't know about you guys. I think I'm probably not going to be able to ride tomorrow. And it's still raining. My side's wet. Over there's wet, but there she is, protecting in the rain. Come on, Bumble. You don't want to be out in the rain. Want me to open the door a little bit more? You're gonna run in. Okay. There we go. Everyone else is already inside, but Bumble just can't help coming out when I'm out. I'm not even kidding, guys. I literally told myself as I was leaving the barn to grab my tripod, you guys are not on my tripod. You are back on the Publix lemonade. Maybe this is where you really do belong. I don't know. It is 9:46. I am slowly unwinding for the night. I do try and be in bed by 10:30, 11. If I have to, I can like try to go past 11, but honestly, it doesn't usually work out super well for me. Or I unwillingly go past that time because there's some times where like I get woken up a ton throughout the night. I'm not really like a person who sleeps well through the night. So I kind of know I need to shoot for 6 hours. Hopefully. 5 or 6 hours is what I can survive on. But I did get, oh my gosh, my lighting is horrible. Okay, this is a little better. I switched you guys over to a candle. I'm getting to the point where maybe I just need to buy 2 separate tripods, and I'm over here acting like the tripods are so expensive, but I just buy my tripods off Amazon, so like, it just might be worth it to save me a headache of like going back and forth and all that type of stuff. Thinking 2 tripods might be in the future. But like I said, it's 9:48. I'm getting ready to slowly unwind for the night. Usually at this time, I do not try and start anything like crochet wise in terms of big. Like sometimes I'll do something small, like a piece or something, but I definitely at this point try not, or like this case, I have so many yarn fuzzies on me from the Sweet Snuggles light, but this case I was basically like, was it 9:30 or something, and I had acquired some pieces for Dearest Old Vaporeon that, since I didn't want to start crocheting something, I just figured sewing is better. So we have our 2 thighs on Vaporeon. Went ahead and tacked down these legs. If you do this pattern, highly would recommend tacking down both sides of the legs. If you don't tack them down, they will kind of split out, and I prefer my Vaporeon to have their legs, or any of these evolution styles, to have their legs really close to one another. I know some people like them to be spread out. I just think if they're sitting, their legs shouldn't be super wide. Besides that, I did get one. There are so many fuzzies. Not Knotty Pony, guys. This is not Knotty Pony yarn. This is all the other Chanels. But I did get one fin on Vaporeon. And I did get both of the fins, other fins done. So I believe this is the headpiece. So I think it will basically, this one goes like upright. We'll have the other side piece here. For tomorrow, I think I need to, of course, finish sewing. Last couple things I need to crochet are the little feet, and then I need to do the neck piece, and then the tail, which I think the tail for this one is pretty big. So I still got a little bit of work to do, but I swear every time I'm like, you know, I'm gonna get this plushie finished. It never happens. I should never say that, because it just never happens the way I think. And tomorrow, like I said, I've got the new horse coming, so find it unlikely that maybe I can get Vaporeon done tomorrow. But I do need to sit down, and I do need to paint eyes. I need to paint eyes for Sylveon. The only white pupil eyes I have are actually a repeat of the purple eyes that I made for Espeon, so those aren't going to work for Sylveon. So I do need to paint Sylveon's eyes, and then also start working on Sarah's eyes. So I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, if I can get Vaporeon done, and if I can get some of those eyes done, then I'll have 2 days to finish up the Sylveon pattern test, which should be okay. And then once I get through that, I need to finish up my customs. Like I said, I've definitely got 2 at least on my books. So I need to finish up the customs, and then I am not a part of many other pattern tests. I did apply for just a few in that same evolution body style, but they all pretty much are the same body style, so once you kind of have it figured out, it's much more just routine stuff. But in terms of that, but besides that, I'm trying to not go too crazy on pattern tests with how life is going. But I wanted to come in here and record the wrap-up segment of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along, seeing what my daily life is like now. You know, it's a lot of running around. I feel like I never really sit still until moments like this where I'm sitting in front of a camera, and especially this late at night, I just realize how tired I am. I get asked all the time, how do I operate every day? Like, how do I wake up and live off such a little sleep and do so many things a day? Well, girly pop, I do have some black bags under my eyes, so maybe I'm not the best person to ask. But I do always say, like, one of the best things to keep me awake is just constantly moving. So when it gets this late at night, and then I'm sitting down and talking to a camera, and I'm not really having anything that, like, I'm having a, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, but I don't have anything to, like, keep my mind stimulated, that's when I start to crash out. So I did want to film this ending because I do want to try and have this video up in a timely manner, but I recorded so much today. I'm kind of proud of myself. Like, just so much at the barn. A lot of it being on my iPhone just because that is definitely the easiest since I have it on me. But I did record a little bit of stuff. But I want to be able to get this video edited and up for you all. And then I also wanted to come here at the end and say that I did end up deciding to do a giveaway for Knotty Pony and Traveling Pony Studios. Now, I do intend to have many more giveaways in the future, probably not necessarily soon, but you know, as time goes on, if maybe like 1 or 2 more by the end of Knotty Pony, like this release, and then, you know, it's one of those things that like, if Knotty Pony comes back, then potentially doing more giveaways. Like, I think it could be really cool that if I did Knotty Pony again, and if we released 24 colors, would be to like do a giveaway with like a full set of Knotty Pony. I think that would be super cool. Like, as a welcome back Knotty Pony. Like I said, I don't even know what's gonna happen with it, so I don't want to go out there and be like planning all these things and then my hopes getting destroyed. But I do have that giveaway up. You need to go to my Instagram. So my Instagram is Traveling Pony Studios, or honestly, if you look up Knotty Pony Yarn, you're going to find the same post because I accepted it as a collaborator. And it basically has all the details. Like any giveaway, these are all physical items. So I'm giving away Knotty Pony, as well as my safety eyes, which I know if you were the first 25 for the website, you got the safety eyes, but these are also probably, I'm thinking, going to be more unique eyes. I have a few techniques I want to try, so they might not be like my staple eyes. They're going to be a little bit more unique because I'm also not making as many. Like, you know, I'm not sitting down and making like 30 eyes at one time, where during the release I kind of decided upon my eye colors and then just like would make multiple of said eye. So this one's going to be a little bit more of a custom like artist choice. And then probably what I'll do for the actual Knotty Pony yarn is whoever gets chosen, I'll just ask them like, hey, what color do you want? I'm leaving the safety eyes up to me as artist choice because that way I can go ahead and pre-prep them, and that way when the giveaway closes, like literally I can send them out the next day. Fast shipping. I can confidently say that I have such fast shipping. People ask me all the time about it, and I have this like TikTok idea that I want to record that maybe soon I'll record, but I definitely do not believe in slow shipping. Even when we launched Knotty Pony and we had like 30 orders, something, whatever, a day, because we had like 70 in like 3 days, whatever. I mean, I was sun up, sun down when I was not working in the barn. I was in that office. I didn't even ride. I was like, we gotta put the people first. So I definitely think I'm gonna always have that mindset of like, I want to take care of the people who support me. I don't want you guys to wait like a week or longer for me to fulfill an order. I want it to be able to get out the door super fast. And I can't remember if I said this, I probably did, but typically if you get your order out before 10, I usually get it out the same day. If it's after 10 or like 11, then it usually will go out the following day. Sometimes it can still go out the same day, but you know, it's not necessarily going to ship that day, just because I pretty much figured out at my UPS when we drop everything off what time the carriers come. So like sometimes it gets to the point where I'm like, well, I could drop this off, but then like the post, whatever, people have already come for the day, so I'm like, okay, well, I won't go out of my way for that special trip. I'll just wait in the morning and see if any of other orders come in. I did have 3 orders come in 2 days. That's super exciting after that one repeat customer. And I want to say all of these orders are actually first timers. So thank you guys. I don't know if they're Instagram people or if they are YouTube people, but thank you. So tomorrow morning when I get up, I'm gonna get these packaged up so they can go out tomorrow before the new horse comes. And then hopefully I don't have to worry about that, and then I can just focus on everything with the new horse. But join the giveaway. I'm gonna give prizes up to 3rd place. So first place is like, or the first prize is 2 skeins of Knotty Pony, 2 pairs of 30mm eyes, which 30mm eyes are definitely, they're one of the more expensive eyes, but we'll give them away for free. And then second prize is 1 skein of Knotty Pony, 1 pair of safety eyes, 30mm as well. And then 3rd place will be 1 pair of 30mm safety eyes. Super easy to join. I have all the information on the post. It's, you know, good old sharing to your page or whatever, tagging me. And then I did actually add the option that if you wanted like a second entry into the giveaway, if you could just send me proof that you were following my YouTube, or if you sent me your username and I could actually check it, you would get your name put in a second time, because this is kind of like a giveaway for me hitting 3,000 on YouTube, me hitting 1,000 on Instagram, and then technically I'm like so close to 2,000 on TikTok. I'm not quite at that threshold, but I'm pretty much 2,000 on TikTok. And then also as well, just Knotty Pony coming in general. I was planning on doing this giveaway like the week it released, so last week, but I was gonna have it like a pre-done, like a pre-one, but it just got way too hectic for me to even think about doing it that week. But I think that's pretty much everything I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It is 10:01 right now, so pretty much what I'm gonna do is gonna get ready to go to bed. I always try and post 1 more TikTok and YouTube short before I go to sleep, so I will pick out what that YouTube video will be. Probably not anything that requires editing, because I do prefer to edit on my computer or post my phone, but I can guarantee you if I edit anything right now, I will 100% fall asleep in seconds, because that typically happens when I edit, especially at night. I just wipe out so hard. Like my eyelids, even now, are tired. So I'm not even gonna attempt to edit, but I'll just find a good old video. Sometimes I reuse videos from a couple months ago and nobody notices, so I don't think it's a big deal. And that's pretty much it for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this kind of like day in the life. Let me know if you guys did. Running 3 businesses is something that I never thought I'd be doing at 24, but I love me some work. I'm a workaholic, so I can't really say that I don't enjoy it, because I do enjoy it. It's definitely, you just kind of go like, okay, no sleep, no this, and you do what you need to do. And then knowing me, I'm 100% probably gonna have a 4th business next year. I want to get back into painting and painting model horses. So I actually decided as a gift to myself that I'm gonna do some oil painting classes coming up in August. And just to do it for fun, I think it'd be good to do something besides work, but no hobby ever stays a hobby for me. It always becomes work in the end. So that's what I'm saying. I might do it for fun for like 1 or 2 times, but I could potentially have a 4th one next year. It would not surprise me at all. I mean, 25, come on guys, like I gotta have a bang up in here. But that's what I have for you guys. I'm gonna get ready to go to bed, and I'll check in. I don't really know what the next video is gonna be, because my recording is
all over the place right now. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!